Another day, another Santa. And right now, from the Advent calendar, we've got one of our most recognizable Santas.
I'm in big trouble.
Timothy Allen Dick, or as he would later be known, Tim Allen, was born in 1953 in Denver, Colorado. He lost his father at an early age, and in high school he studied music, theater, and of course, shop class. After graduating from Western Michigan University with a degree in communications, Allen began appearing in local commercials and stumbled into a stand-up career after going up at an open mic on a dare. In 1978, Allen was arrested on drug trafficking charges. After serving a 2-year sentence, he was released in 1981 and immediately leaned into stand-up comedy as his primary career. He moved to Los Angeles and became a regular performer at the Comedy Store, which led to appearances on late-night talk shows and in premium cable comedy. And just 10 years after being released from prison, Tim Allen would land the role that would make him a household name as Tim the Toolman Taylor in Home Improvement. 1994 was a particularly good year for Tim Allen. Within a single week, Home Improvement topped television ratings. His book, Don't Stand Too Close to a Naked Man, topped the New York Times bestseller list, and a little movie called The Santa Claus premiered and went straight to the top of the box office. The film was so successful that Allen would go on to appear in 2 more sequels. He also voices the character of Buzz Lightyear in the Toy Story franchise, beginning with the first film in 1995. And he also appeared in a string of film comedies to varying degrees of critical and box office success. Recently, Allen has taken a number of political stances that have made him a controversial figure, especially with regards to children's entertainment, not the least of which is a series of tweets in which he attacked the broader idea of socialism, but in doing so, he appeared to condone child labor.
Chris Kringle.
Name?
Santa Claus.
Name?
Père Noël. Babo Natali. Père Nicole.
Topo Gijo.
Okay, Calvin. Maybe a couple hours in the tank will change your mind.
The Santa Claus was produced and directed by Carnegie Mellon alumnus John Pasquin. Sorry if I butchered that name, who directed shows on Broadway in the 1980s before moving into television. After directing episodes of Family Ties, Growing Pains, and an entire season of Roseanne, Pasquin took the producer's chair for television for the first time with 1991's Home Improvement. The Santa Claus marked his first foray into directing for film, and his career includes many other Tim Allen starring projects, including Jungle to Jungle, Joe Somebody, and Allen's most recent television series, Last Man Standing. The screenplay for The Santa Claus was written by Benvenuti and Rudnick, a writing team that have worked together since meeting at the Players Workshop of Second City. As Home Improvement was premiering on television, Benvenuti and Rudnick were working as part of the writing team for a reboot of The Carol Burnett Show, and The Santa Claus would be their first feature screenplay to be produced. Their 1996 follow-up was Space Jam, which earned them a place in cult movie history.
Sorry, the dry cleaner in my neighborhood went up in smoke, some big chemical fire, all my clothes, poof, gone.
God, your weight. What happened?
Bee sting. Evidently, I'm allergic. Almost killed me.
Allen's performance as Scott Calvin, the would-be Santa Claus, was an interesting departure from his image at the time. In both his comedy and his television role, he had traded off of a sort of blue-collar, everyman roughness. Scott Calvin, however, is a very white-collar businessman. And lest you forget that Scott Calvin came from a white-collar world, you get to see a vision in the Santa Claus 3 of a very upscale executive Scott Calvin who never became Santa Claus in the first place. Where Allen finds the charm in this persona is when Scott Calvin finally accepts the role of Santa Claus. Before then, he's a bit wheedling, a bit whiny, a bit of a bully. The only true redeeming characteristic he has is that he does seem to truly love his children. But becoming Santa Claus allows him to redirect his humor and energy away from attempting to prove that he's the smartest and best person in the room and toward the task of making other people happy. I feel like this character arc is best represented in the first two films of the franchise by Calvin's relationship to Neil, the man that Calvin's ex-wife has married. Played by Judge Reinhold, the character of Neil is saved as much by Scott Calvin's transformation as Calvin himself is. Where Calvin begins as a generally terrible person, Neil is trying so hard to be the best person he can be that he makes some very obvious mistakes, among them cutting out room for fun and fantasy in his life. And Calvin is initially very crass and condescending to Neil, when honestly all Neil is trying to do is be the best partner and stepfather that he can be. This is a typical romantic comedy conflict. You see this a lot in romantic comedies. You have the Joe Everybody Palooka slugging away at the pretentious and stiff invader in his relationship. But where most movies culminate in the ultimate embarrassment and removal of the romantic rival, the Santa Claus instead allows Calvin to recognize Neil's value as a person and to realize that Neil himself is dealing with his own issues. Rather than embarrassing and removing him, Calvin reaches out to Neil. He offers assistance and Neil takes it. By the second film, Neil has reformed completely into a true lover of all things magical and Christmas. And while Calvin still has an edge to his tongue whenever he speaks to Neil, it's a lot less condescending and much more like the gentle ribbing of a best friend.
You're supposed to drink the milk.
Look, I am lactose intolerant, and I am just about this close to taking all those presents back to the chimney with me. Supposed to drink that milk. Shut your eyes.
So I'm going to admit that I have a little bit of a problematic favorite when it comes to the Santa Claus franchise. I really enjoy watching Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause. Even though this is the movie that really kind of blows Scott Calvin's character arc out of the water. You have the entire time travel aspect, the idea that a single bad day can make Calvin regret every single choice he's made in the series. It's a very rough film thematically, and not necessarily one that fits with the first two movies. But by that token, we have Martin Short playing Jack Frost, who presents a really fun character. He's a joy to watch. What do you think? Feel free to drop into the comments below. I mean about Tim Allen as Santa Claus in general, although if you want to talk Santa Claus 3, we can talk Santa Claus 3. Just drop into the comments below and let me know what you're thinking. And while you're there, there's the like and subscribe button, or the dislike button if you really didn't care for this video. And you can also ring that bell to get notifications. That way you can see every future Santa Advent calendar as it posts. And there's also a share button if you think that anybody out there might actually like this video too. I am Glenn Williams, the film optimist, reminding you until next time to watch like it means something. And take care of yourself, because you know, I'm not there to take care of you.